That's where we're at. Gauntlets are done. Chest piece is done. Pauldrons are next. I'm not sure if they're actually called pauldrons. Could just be shoulder armor. I think I'm just going to call them shoulder armor. Shoulder armor's next. That'd be a real quick video because it's just sanding and bondo and done. So there's a lot of little finishing touches. Right there. It's kind of crunchy. It's supposed to have this weird tab thing. Didn't print properly because I had to print it this way. So I didn't have like 8 million pieces of support material. So gonna print a thing, put it in. Print a thing, put it in. The same spot on the chest piece. It's supposed to be white. We've got Mars base on this side, unit number on that side. And as usual, step one, sand everything. And we'll see where we're at from there. Liquid clear, contact cement. They're just short, round containers that I can rest this on so it can dry. Doesn't matter what it is. We're going to do glazing putty and acetone. I'm going to start on the underside. I'm not doing the whole underside because, again, I want to cover most of this stuff in foam. This is probably the only coat this part's going to get, because again, it's getting covered in foam. And then we cover the rest just like we normally do. Still not a fan of this technique. It sure does work well. I'll give it that. Kind of reminds me of working with actual bondo, you know, liquid hardener and all that. So I'm being very cognizant of the fact that this stuff splatters. So I'm being very careful to not. Because I have painted surfaces right next to me and I don't want to cover it in glazing putty. And the more aggressive you get with the glazing putty, the more it gets everywhere. It's already all over this cutting mat. I'm doing a relatively thick consistency with this stuff this time. And then I'm going to get progressively lighter and lighter, which means more and more acetone, less and less bondo, or less and less glazing putty. The nice part about this is the first one that I painted, done enough to get a second coat already. Alright, I'm going to give this overnight, let it completely cure, sand it, probably put a couple more coats on. It's dry. Going to do a light sanding, just hand sanding, then we're going to put another coat on. Alright, these puppies are sanded. I'm happy with how they turned out. I'm going to start by spraying the inside with black primer, flip it over, put it on a can, spray the other side. Primered, painted, ready to roll. I have both shoulder bells done. Very happy with how they look. Next part's putting on the labeling. Got the Mars base logo and 21. I cut them out of vinyl. I'm going to see if I can put them on and then clear over everything like you would with a car. So next step, put my vinyl on. I had the forethought to label these with a little indent for the top, so I know which way to put these. Not that it matters, only I know. I just want them to be symmetric. Let me grab some tape. This is a compound shape. It's a bell, so it's round in both ways, which means it's not going to be easy to line up properly. So I'm going to use a piece of tape, go across it as a mark, right there, so I have a flat line to work off of. Again, because it curves, it's just hard to get anything flat. Where's the center on this stupid thing? So that's my center line, so I know exactly how far over to put these things, which means I should start with the 2 first. It's where a laser would come in super handy. Just for marking, not like, you know, my laser cutter or anything. This one's not going to be too terrible. It's the Mars based one that's going to be the hard one, because it has lots of curve. $21 down, Mars base to go. That's a bad joke. So this one's going to be a little different because this one has lots of pieces. So to mark just about everything on it. It's going to sound weird, right? But this right here is the point that just made this entire project real for me. And something about the Mars logo. Because just that took it from a silly little thing I'm doing to Scott's shoulder pauldron. Shoulder belt. That alone just made a huge difference for me. And I know it shouldn't. It's still the same thing, but now this is going to be the hard one. This is lettering. We're going to weed it first. Weeding is where you pull the negative stuff off. Maybe. So I'm going to have to ginger careful. Pull everything out. Since I'm here. All right. I need glasses for this. Since I have the words now separated from that, I'm going to pull you around so you can see a little better. This is a fun part. I want everybody to have some. So what I'm going to do is take this blue tape, put it right along the bottom. Actually, it's almost the full length of the word. That's perfect. Carefully peel it up. Man, if I did shorts, that'd have been a great one right there. Put this triangle on top of that triangle. Try and line everything out. I'm just going to overlap them at the end here and cut off the excess. Treat it like pinstriping. But look at that. That's so cool. Everything is on. The vinyl looks fantastic. Next, I'm going to hit it with clear. I'm going to clear the top just to make sure that the vinyl does not move. Let's find out what happens when we vinyl or clear over vinyl. Should be interesting. Clear is that time to dry. And during that time, I printed a couple of slugs, right? They're the round parts. Figured it's easier to paint them like this and then put them in. Future iterations, this area is just going to be flat, and I'm just going to pop them in. Makes way more sense than trying to tape everything off and paint it. So I'm just going to take these slugs, glue them into place. Let me pull you closer so you can see what I'm seeing. This is going to be a pretty short video, I'm thinking. everything went relatively well. Nothing out of the ordinary. So I'm pretty happy with that. The white's a little tacky still. Look at that. It's move these forward just a bit. This is, without a doubt, the coolest thing I have ever made. I absolutely love how this is turning out. We're about a third of the way through. Let me show you the Pauldrons, show you how they came out. So here's the Mars base side. The vinyl with the clear turned out perfect. Wow, you're getting nothing but glare, huh? Let's kill a couple of these lights. There we go. So the Mars base turned out spectacular. I'm absolutely over the moon with that one. The 21 turned out well. There's a little crease right here. A little crease right here. Other than that, I think it's perfect. Oh, and of course, I put all the little pucks in everything. Turned out fantastic. The vinyl with the clear over it, I was worried maybe the vinyl would do weird bubbling with clear. Nothing. Took it like a champ. Fantastic. Oh my god. Like I said, this is probably the coolest thing I think I've ever made. We're not even, we're not even halfway done yet. We still have the belt and the boots. Boots are weird. The belt's weird. And then there's the undersuit. And that's just the base armor. I mean, if we wanted to go crazy and do the whole full Cyclone, which I do plan on doing, it's down the road. As soon as we're finished with this one, though, maybe jumping onto Rook. Kim has agreed to do the red armor, which is kind of neat. Agreed. She saw it when you're making that for me, right? Red coats are kind of her thing, so it only makes sense. But super happy with this. I absolutely love how this one turned out. It's just fantastic. If this is your thing, if you're as excited about this as I am, hey, thanks for making it to the end. It really helps my numbers. I appreciate that. But if this is your kind of thing, thinking about sticking around, maybe liking and subscribing. If not, thanks for making it this far. Hope I see you next time. We got cool stuff coming up next. So stick around.